Probably Chitty here reporting for Hypertext. And this is the Huawei Mate 40 Pro. As you may know, Huawei recently released 4 new devices under its Mate 40 series. And the Mate 40 Pro kind of sits in the middle of that lineup, with the regular Mate 40 sitting below it and then the Mate 40 Pro Plus above it. As you may have gauged from the title of this video, we're going to be unboxing the Mate 40 Pro. So a big thank you to Huawei Mobile South Africa for giving us a device on review. We do appreciate it. And let's get to it. As you may have noticed, Huawei likes to differentiate the branding for the Mate 40s, or for the Mate series and the P series. The Mate series packaging is all black, and for the P series it's all white. So that's kind of how they try to differentiate the two flagships. The Mate 40 Pro here, sheathed in plastic just to protect it. Once we remove that, you get a glimpse of the new Mystic Silver color option that Huawei has kind of added to the mix here. And I think you can kind of pick it up in the camera here, that depending on how the light is hitting it, the back cover will look a bit different. It kind of reminds us of the old school Nokia devices that kind of had that the emerald and purple colorway that also kind of changed depending on how the light hit it. The Mate 40 Pro, so up front here is a 6.76 inch Full HD Plus display. As you can tell, Huawei's kind of gone for a more curved sides, almost like cascading on the sides here. That was also shown off on the Mate 30 series, but that device, unfortunately, well, initially the launch was postponed, and then very few devices, I guess, hit consumers after that. So I think this will probably be a device that more consumers will be interacting with in the future. So as you mentioned, 6.76 inch display. On the back, we've got a new camera housing. It's similar to the one on the Mate 30, which was called the Halo Ring, if I remember correctly. This one is called the Space Ring. And as you can see, Leica is featured heavily there. On this particular model, the Mate 40 Pro, there are a trio of lenses on the back. There's a 50 megapixel wide angle, then a 20 megapixel ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel telephoto. So yeah, it should be interesting to see what kind of performance those lenses yield. Previously, Huawei devices have done really well in terms of photography, and we are expecting a similar performance there. Let's have a look at what else we got here in the box. So this is kind of your standard clear protective back cover. It's a pretty flexible plastic, a nice large hole for the space ring. Yep, nothing much to write about there. And then this is your SIM tray pin. Again, pretty standard affair these days when it comes to smartphone packaging. This is a little bit more interesting. So this is the new 66 watt wall charger that Huawei showed off alongside the Mate 40 as well. So you can probably see that hint of orange. That's just differentiated from previous supercharging models that Huawei had. I think the color that they went for back then was like a light purple. Yeah, so it should be interesting to see just how rapid the charging is thanks to this new 66 watt charger. It also has an accompanying supercharging cable. So it's Type A, so that this will go into the wall charger itself, and then the Type C will go into the Mate 40 Pro. And again, it's also kind of color coded, so you know that the charger unit itself and the cable have to be matching if you're wanting to get the desired supercharge. And now we have some, I guess, some standard affair as well. Looks like Type C. Yep, Type C earphones. In the past, the listening experience has been okay, nothing amazing, not on par, say, with what you get with the free lace or the free bud earphones that Huawei do. But yeah, these seem like they should get the job done. So we can actually open up the cincher and have a look inside there. So it's dual SIM. So much like a lot of the manufacturers, if you're wanting, although the Mate 40 series supports 5G, you can't do dual SIM 5G. So one of the SIMs will be 5G. The other SIM can be up to 4G LTE. So if you want a dual SIM 5G at the moment, it's not going to be possible. Device. Perhaps a good time to mention that although this is based on Android, it's running HMS, which is Huawei Mobile Services. I've written about it quite a bit in the past. Unfortunately, no access to Google Play on the newer Huawei devices. From the, I believe it's the P40 Pro or the P40 series onwards, that's when essentially the switch to HMS started. But it's got an app gallery. There's support for a lot of the more popular apps. That said, things like Google Maps you won't have on there. You can get Gmail. Stuff like YouTube won't be available. So yeah, it's I know Huawei are working kind of hard on trying to get all those elements kind of sorted out, but that's just something to note. So yeah, this is the Huawei Mate 40 Pro. We've got it for the next couple of weeks to review, and you can expect a review published in the coming weeks on Hypertext. So please keep an eye out for that. Thanks.